Hey there, garden lovers. If you're like me, gardening isn't just a hobby, it's a part of life. There's something incredibly rewarding about watching plants grow, feeling the soil between your fingers, and spending time surrounded by nature. But let's be honest, as the years pass, gardening can become a little more challenging. The knees don't bend as easily, lifting heavy pots takes more effort, and garden chores seem to require more energy than they once did. The good news is that gardening doesn't have to get harder with age. With the right tips, it can become even more enjoyable. Over time, I've learned some clever gardening tricks that save time, reduce effort, and bring back the joy of tending to plants. Today, I'm going to share 9 of my favorite gardening hacks that you'll wish you had known sooner. These tips are practical, easy to follow, and designed to help you keep your garden thriving without unnecessary work. So get comfortable, pour yourself a cup of tea, and let's dive into some smart, simple ways to enjoy gardening at any stage of life. Tip number 1. Use rolling plant caddies for easy mobility. Moving heavy pots around the garden used to be simple, but let's face it, lifting and carrying them now can take a toll on the back and shoulders. Instead of straining or risking injury, there is a simple solution that makes rearranging your garden a breeze: rolling plant caddies. Rolling plant caddies are small platforms with wheels that fit under pots, allowing you to move them effortlessly. They work perfectly for large plants that need occasional repositioning for better sunlight or protection from harsh weather. With just a gentle push, you can roll heavy pots wherever they need to be without lifting a thing. This trick is especially helpful when seasons change. Some plants need more sun during cooler months and more shade during the summer. Being able to move them easily means you can adjust their position without worrying about heavy lifting. If you do not already have plant caddies, you can get creative. Old serving trays with wheels, small dolly carts, or even repurposed furniture with caster wheels work well. For those who enjoy a little DIY, attaching wheels to wooden boards can create customized caddies that fit perfectly under your largest pots. I remember when I first tried this. I had a large lemon tree in a pot that always needed repositioning for better sun exposure. Before using a plant caddy, moving it felt like a workout. Once I placed it on a rolling caddy, everything changed. I could move it with ease, and the lemon tree thrived. The extra sunlight helped it grow healthier, and I saved myself from a sore back. Besides saving physical effort, rolling plant caddies help with garden maintenance. Moving pots aside to sweep leaves, clean the patio, or water the ground becomes quick and easy. It also improves air circulation around plants, preventing moisture buildup that can lead to mold or root rot. Another advantage is flexibility in garden design. If you like experimenting with plant arrangements, you can change the garden's look anytime. Adjusting plant positions to create new patterns or seasonal displays becomes fun and effortless. This simple trick brings back the freedom to experiment, reorganize, and care for plants without extra strain. Gardening should be a source of joy, not discomfort. With rolling plant caddies, you can keep your garden beautiful and dynamic while giving your body the break it deserves. Tip number 2, install raised garden beds for comfort and accessibility. Spending time in the garden is rewarding, but all that bending, squatting, and kneeling can become tough on the knees and back. Raised garden beds offer a simple solution, bringing the garden up to a comfortable height. With plants at waist level, you can tend to them while standing or sitting, reducing strain and making gardening much more enjoyable. Raised beds are not just practical. They also add structure and beauty to any outdoor space. You can customize the height to suit your needs, ensuring you can reach plants without bending over. This makes everyday tasks like planting, weeding, and watering easier and less tiring. If you like to grow vegetables, raised beds are especially useful. The soil warms up faster in spring, extending the growing season. Better drainage helps prevent root rot, and you have complete control over the soil quality. This means healthier plants and bigger harvests without the backbreaking effort. Building. A raised garden bed can be simple. Wooden planks, bricks, or even recycled materials like old barrels or pallets work well. For those who prefer ready-made solutions, many stores offer lightweight, easy-to-assemble raised beds. I remember when I switched to raised beds. The difference was immediate. I no longer had to kneel in the dirt or struggle to stand after tending the plants. Everything was within easy reach, and gardening became relaxing again. I could spend hours outside without feeling sore afterward. Raised beds also help keep pests at bay. Slugs, snails, and rabbits have a harder time reaching plants elevated. Off the ground, with fewer pests to worry about, plants stay healthier and you spend less time dealing with damage. For an added touch, place a bench or comfortable chair nearby. This turns your garden into a peaceful retreat where you can take breaks, admire your plants, and enjoy the fresh air. Raised garden beds are about making gardening work for you. They transform the experience into something comfortable, accessible, and beautiful. With this simple change, you can continue enjoying the garden you love without the physical strain. Tip number 3, create a garden path for safer and easier access. Walking on uneven ground or stepping over tangled roots can be risky, especially when balance and mobility become more of a concern. A well-designed garden path provides safe, easy access to every part of your garden while adding beauty and structure to the space. A garden path reduces the chances of slipping on wet grass or tripping over uneven soil. It guides you smoothly through the garden, making it easier to reach plants for watering, pruning, or harvesting. Whether you choose gravel, stepping stones, bricks, or wooden planks, paths help keep shoes clean and prevent soil from compacting. In planting areas, designing a path doesn't need to be complicated. Choose wide paths that accommodate comfortable walking or the use of a garden cart. If you use mobility aids like a cane or walker, opt for flat, stable materials like compacted gravel or paving stones. For extra safety, keep the path level and free from sharp turns or steep slopes. I once helped a neighbor create a path through her backyard vegetable garden. She had been avoiding certain parts of her garden because the uneven ground made it difficult to move around. We laid flat bricks in a winding pattern, surrounded by blooming flowers. The transformation was incredible. She could now walk easily between her plants, and the garden looked more organized and inviting. Garden paths also create natural breaks between planting areas, making the garden look neat and well-planned. Adding solar-powered lights along the edges keeps the path visible in the evening, enhancing safety and adding a charming glow at night. Paths can also become part of the garden's beauty. Consider using materials that complement the colors of your plants or the style of your home. For a rustic look, use natural stone. For a modern touch, smooth concrete works well. Even simple gravel paths lined with flowers can create a stunning effect. A thoughtfully placed garden path is about more than convenience. It turns the garden into a space where every corner is accessible, enjoyable, and safe. With a clear path underfoot, you can move confidently, tend to your plants, and enjoy the peaceful surroundings without worry. Tip number 4, use vertical gardening to save space and effort. Gardening can become challenging when space is limited or when bending and reaching become uncomfortable. Vertical gardening offers a simple way to grow more plants without taking up extra ground space. By growing upward instead of outward, you can create a lush, thriving garden that is easy to maintain and beautiful to look at. Vertical gardens save effort by bringing plants closer to eye level, making watering, pruning, and harvesting more comfortable. No more bending over or kneeling for long periods. This approach also makes better use of available sunlight, ensuring that every plant gets the light it needs to grow strong and healthy. There are many ways to set up a vertical garden. Hanging planters on a sturdy wall or fence, stacking pots on tiered shelves, or using a trellis for climbing plants like beans, peas or tomatoes are all effective options. Even simple items like old ladders or shoe organizers can be transformed into creative vertical gardens. I remember visiting a friend who transformed her small patio into a vertical garden paradise. She hung colorful pots filled with herbs, flowers, and trailing plants along her fence. The result was stunning. Not only did it add life and beauty to her outdoor space, but it also made gardening easier for her. She could tend to each plant while standing without having to stoop or crouch. Vertical gardening also helps with pest control. Keeping plants off the ground reduces exposure to common pests like slugs and snails. Better air circulation around the plants can also prevent diseases caused by damp conditions. For those who enjoy growing vegetables, vertical gardening is a game changer. Tomatoes, cucumbers, and beans grow exceptionally well when given vertical support. This method makes harvesting easier and cleaner, with fruits hanging freely instead of resting on the soil. Adding a vertical element also brings visual interest to any garden. Tall structures draw the eye upward, making the space feel larger and more dynamic. For extra charm, consider adding climbing flowers like morning glories or clematis, which bloom beautifully and add vibrant color. Vertical gardening transforms any space, large or small, into a productive and accessible garden. It allows you to grow more with less effort, keeping everything within easy reach and creating a beautiful, functional outdoor retreat. Tip number 5. Use lightweight pots for easy handling. Heavy ceramic and terracotta pots can look beautiful in a garden, but moving them can be difficult and sometimes risky. As time goes on, lifting and shifting these heavy containers can put unnecessary strain on the back, shoulders, and knees. The solution is simple: lightweight pots. Lightweight pots made from materials like resin, plastic, or fiberglass are designed to look just as attractive as traditional ones, but are much easier to handle. They can be moved effortlessly when it's time to rearrange the garden, protect plants from harsh weather, or adjust for better sunlight. These pots also make seasonal planting simpler, allowing you to refresh the look of your garden without the hassle of lifting heavy containers. When I switched to lightweight pots, the difference was immediate. I had a large collection of potted herbs and flowers that needed to move with the changing seasons. Before, rearranging them felt like a chore. With lightweight pots, I could change the layout easily, bringing plants closer for winter or creating vibrant displays for summer, all without any strain. Lightweight pots are not only easier to move, but also safer. They reduce the risk of injury when lifting or transporting plants. They are also less likely to crack or break if accidentally dropped, saving both money and frustration. For those who prefer the look of traditional pots, many lightweight options mimic the texture and appearance of ceramic, stone, or terracotta. They blend seamlessly with existing decor while offering practical benefits. Some even come with built-in handles or rolling stands, making movement even more effortless. Another advantage is that these pots are often better at retaining moisture. Unlike porous terracotta, which can dry out soil quickly, plastic and resin containers help keep the soil moist longer. This means less frequent watering, making plant care simpler and more efficient. Lightweight pots also allow for creative arrangements. You can experiment with different heights, groupings, and colors without worrying about the effort required to move them. Stacking pots on plant stands or shelves creates visual interest and brings plants closer to eye level, reducing the need to bend or stretch. Switching to lightweight pots transforms gardening into a more enjoyable experience. It keeps the focus on creativity and care rather than heavy lifting and hard work. With less effort required, you can spend more time relaxing in your garden, surrounded by the plants you love. Tip number 6. Add comfortable seating for rest and enjoyment. Gardening is a joyful experience, but it can be tiring. Sometimes all you need is a comfortable spot to sit, rest, and admire your hard work. Adding seating to your garden turns it into a peaceful retreat where you can relax, recharge, and enjoy the beauty around you. A well-placed bench, chair, or swing allows you to take breaks without having to head indoors. After pruning, watering, or planting, sitting down with a cup of tea lets you appreciate the sights, sounds, and scents of your garden. Comfortable seating also encourages you to spend more time outside, soaking up fresh air and sunshine. Choose seating that fits your needs. A bench under a shady tree offers a cool spot on warm days. A cushioned chair near your favorite flowers creates the perfect place for reading or quiet reflection. For those who enjoy company, a small table with chairs provides a welcoming spot for conversations with family and friends. I remember adding a simple wooden bench near my vegetable garden. It became my favorite spot. After tending to the plants, I would sit there watching bees buzz from flower to flower. The bench turned gardening into a more relaxing experience, giving me time to enjoy the peaceful moments between tasks. Comfort matters when choosing garden seating. Look for chairs with supportive backs and armrests, which make sitting and standing easier. Adding outdoor cushions can increase comfort, while lightweight chairs allow you to move them easily to follow the sun or shade. Seating also enhances the look of a garden. A bench surrounded by flowers becomes a beautiful focal point. A swing, draped with soft pillows, invites relaxation. Even a simple stool placed near a raised bed can make gardening more comfortable and accessible. Adding seating is not just about taking breaks, it's about creating a space where you can connect with nature. Watching the sunset, listening to birds, or simply enjoying the breeze becomes part of the gardening experience. If you like to entertain, seating areas also provide the perfect setting. Sharing the beauty of your garden with loved ones over tea or coffee turns it into a place of gathering and joy. Comfortable seating brings balance to gardening. It reminds you that the garden is not just for work, but also for rest, reflection, and enjoyment. With a cozy place to sit, you can slow down, take in the beauty you've created, and truly savor every moment spent in your garden. Tip number 7. Use soaker hoses for effortless watering. Watering the garden can be one of the most time-consuming and physically demanding tasks. Lugging heavy watering cans, dragging hoses across the yard, and bending over to water each plant takes energy that could be spent simply enjoying the garden. A soaker hose is a simple solution that eliminates the hard work while keeping plants perfectly hydrated. Soaker hoses are designed to release water slowly and evenly along their entire length. When laid out across garden beds, they deliver moisture directly to the roots where it's needed most. This reduces evaporation, prevents water waste, and ensures that plants get consistent hydration without daily effort. Setting up a soaker hose is easy. Lay the hose along rows of plants or weave it through flower beds. Attach it to a water source and turn it on at a low pressure. The water seeps gently into the soil, providing deep hydration that promotes healthy root growth. By adding a simple timer, the hose can water the garden automatically, even when you are away. I remember how much easier gardening became after installing a soaker hose. Instead of standing outside for long periods with a hose in hand, I could relax on the porch while the garden watered itself. My plants thrived because they received steady moisture, and I no longer worried about missing watering sessions during hot spells. This method is especially useful for larger gardens or areas with dense planting. Traditional watering often leaves Some plants dry while oversaturating others. Soaker hoses provide consistent watering for every plant, reducing stress and encouraging uniform growth. Another benefit is that soaker hoses help prevent plant diseases. By watering at the soil level, the foliage stays dry, which reduces the risk of mold and mildew. Fewer wet leaves mean fewer problems with pests and disease, keeping the garden healthy without extra maintenance. Soaker hoses also save time. With the watering taken care of, you have more moments to enjoy the garden's beauty. No more early mornings or late evenings spent hauling water. You can focus on other gardening activities or simply sit back and admire the results. For those who like to conserve resources, soaker hoses are also more efficient than sprinklers. Less water is lost to evaporation or runoff, making them an eco-friendly choice that benefits both your plants and the environment. Adding a soaker hose transforms watering from a daily chore into a simple, automated task. The garden flourishes with less effort, leaving you with more time to relax and enjoy the peaceful surroundings. Tip number 8. Use mulch to reduce maintenance and improve soil health. Weeding, watering, and maintaining soil moisture can take up a lot of time and energy in the garden. Fortunately, there is a simple solution that reduces all three tasks while making your garden healthier and more beautiful: mulch. Mulch works by covering the soil around plants, creating a protective layer that offers multiple benefits. It keeps the soil moist by reducing evaporation, meaning you will spend less time watering. It also suppresses weed growth by blocking sunlight, saving you from the back-breaking chore of pulling weeds. On top of that, mulch helps regulate soil temperature, keeping roots cooler in summer and warmer in winter. There are many types of mulch to choose from. Organic options like shredded bark, straw, grass clippings and leaves not only protect the soil, but also break down over time, adding nutrients and improving soil quality. Inorganic mulch, such as stones or gravel, offers a clean, decorative look and requires less frequent replacement. I once struggled with keeping my flower beds weed-free. The weeds seemed to pop up faster than I could remove them. After adding a thick layer of shredded bark mulch, everything changed. The weeds stopped appearing, and the soil stayed moist for days after watering. The best part was that the garden looked neat and well kept with minimal effort. Mulch also reduces soil erosion, especially during heavy rains. By preventing water from washing away the topsoil, mulch keeps valuable nutrients in place, helping plants grow stronger and healthier. This is particularly important for sloped gardens or areas prone to runoff. Another benefit of mulch is that it creates a polished, finished look. Dark-colored mulch makes vibrant flowers stand out, while lighter mulch can brighten shaded areas. Decorative stones and gravel add texture and contrast, making the garden visually appealing without the need for constant upkeep. For gardeners who want to attract beneficial insects, mulch can also help. Organic mulch provides habitat for earthworms and helpful microbes that improve soil structure and fertility. These natural helpers break down organic material, enriching the soil and supporting plant growth. Mulching is one of the easiest ways to cut down on garden maintenance. With a single afternoon's work, you can reduce watering needs, eliminate the constant battle with weeds, and give your garden a professional look. It is a small effort with lasting rewards. By adding mulch, you not only save time and energy, but also create a healthier environment for your plants. Your garden becomes more resilient, beautiful, and easier to care for, leaving you with more time to relax and enjoy the space you've created. Tip number 9. Plant perennials for long-lasting beauty with less work. Gardening is always rewarding, but planting and replanting every season can become time-consuming and physically demanding. One of the best ways to reduce effort while still enjoying a vibrant garden year after year is by planting perennials. These hardy plants return each season without the need for replanting, offering long-lasting beauty with minimal maintenance. Perennials come in a wide variety of colors, shapes, and sizes, from bright flowers like daylilies, coneflowers, and peonies to aromatic herbs like lavender and thyme. These plants provide continuous beauty with little upkeep. Once planted, they establish strong roots that help them survive through different seasons, returning stronger each year. One year, I decided to replace most of my annual flowers with perennials. The transformation was incredible. Instead of starting from scratch every spring, I watched familiar blooms return on their own. The garden seemed fuller, more vibrant, and required much less work. With perennials, there was no more bending over for planting each season or constant rearranging of garden beds. Perennials also attract pollinators like bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. Plants such as bee balm, black-eyed Susans, and phlox not only add splashes of color, but also support local ecosystems. These pollinators bring life and movement to the garden, making it feel like a living, breathing space. Another advantage is that many perennials are drought-tolerant once established. They require less watering and care than annual plants, making them perfect for gardeners who prefer a lower maintenance routine. Plants like sedum, yarrow, and Russian sage thrive in various conditions, providing color and texture without demanding attention. Perennials also help improve soil health. Their deep root systems prevent erosion and help the soil retain nutrients. This makes the garden more resilient and reduces the need for fertilizers or soil replacement. Over time, you will notice healthier soil and stronger plants with fewer gardening tasks required. For added variety, choose perennials that bloom at different times of the year. This ensures that there is always something in bloom, providing continuous beauty from spring through fall. Plants like tulips and daffodils brighten early spring, while asters and chrysanthemums add color in late summer and fall. Perennials are perfect for creating a garden that feels full and established. Grouping plants together based on color or bloom time creates stunning displays with minimal effort. Mixing perennials with a few annuals for seasonal pops of color offers flexibility without the extra work of replanting entire beds. By choosing perennials, you can enjoy a garden that grows more beautiful each year with less work and fewer expenses. Your garden becomes a space of lasting beauty, offering color, texture, and life without the need for constant attention. Gardening becomes simpler, more relaxing, and all the more enjoyable. Final thoughts: gardening made simple and enjoyable. Gardening should be a source of joy, not hard work. With these 9 simple hacks, you can keep your garden thriving while saving time, energy, and effort. From planting perennials that return year after year to creating accessible paths and using smart watering solutions, these tips focus on making gardening easier and more rewarding. Picture a garden where plants bloom beautifully, chores feel effortless, and every corner is easy to reach and enjoy. Imagine sitting comfortably among vibrant flowers, herbs, and vegetables, knowing that your garden practically takes care of itself. These hacks make that vision possible, bringing the joy of gardening back without the strain. I would love to hear from you. Which of these tips are you excited to try first? Do you have a favorite gardening hack that makes your life easier? Share your thoughts in the comments, because learning new ideas from fellow garden lovers is always rewarding. Thank you for spending this time with me. Gardening is not just about tending plants. It is about creating a peaceful, beautiful space where you can relax and reflect. No matter your age, you can continue to grow something wonderful. Happy gardening. Enjoy every moment you spend surrounded by nature.